Alex Carter's career and legacy. Few voices have been as recognizable, as beloved, and as enduring as Alex Carter's. From his time as the host of American Top 40 to his unforgettable portrayal of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, Carter's influence stretched far beyond the airwaves. But his legacy wasn't just about entertainment, it was about impact. A radio icon, Carter became a household name, guiding listeners through the biggest hits of each decade with his signature warmth and charisma. His voice wasn't just one people heard, it was one they trusted. A financial powerhouse. Through decades of work, smart investments, and a keen business sense, he built an empire worth between $80 to $100 million, a testament to his hard work and lasting appeal. A champion for change. Beyond his career, Carter was deeply devoted to philanthropy, animal rights, and environmental causes. He understood that success meant using his platform for good, making a real difference in the world around him. His career was legendary. His legacy, even greater. What was your favorite memory of Alex Carter? How did his voice shape your love for music or animation, Family Feud, and legal disputes? For all his success and public admiration, Alex Carter's personal life was far from picture perfect. Behind the scenes, a bitter family battle brewed, one that would define the later years of his life. Alex's second wife, Emma Carter, was 22 years younger than him, a relationship that, from the beginning, caused tension within the family. His three children from his first marriage, Sophia, David, and Mark Carter, struggled to accept Emma, particularly when it came to financial matters and their father's estate. At the heart of the feud was money. In 2012, Alex made a shocking decision. He cut off his children financially, severing ties that had once been assumed unbreakable. The move sent shockwaves through the family and led to deep resentment, years of estrangement and legal disputes that played out both privately and in the public eye. The question remained, was Alex protecting his fortune from what he saw as entitlement, or was he influenced by Emma in ways his children feared? As the legal battles escalated, the Carter family found itself torn apart by accusations of manipulation, greed, and betrayal. Some saw Emma as a loyal wife, protecting Alex's interests. Others viewed her as a calculating figure who gained too much control over his financial empire. In the end, was this about love, loyalty, or money? Uh, do you think Alex Carter was right to cut off his children financially, or did this decision reflect deeper family fractures, health decline, and allegations of abuse? As Alex Carter's health declined, so did the fragile peace within his family. In his later years, Carter was diagnosed with Lewy Body Dementia, a devastating neurodegenerative disease that shares symptoms with Parkinson's. The once sharp and charismatic voice that had captivated millions began to fade, leaving him vulnerable and dependent on those around him. But rather than coming together in support, his family fractured even further. His children, Sophia, David, and Mark, accused Emma of isolating and neglecting him, keeping them away from their father in his most vulnerable years. They claimed she controlled his medical care, restricted visits, and manipulated his legal affairs to secure financial control over his estate. Emma, however, told a very different story. She alleged that it was the children, not her, who had ulterior motives, claiming they were only interested in their father's wealth and had never truly cared for his well-being. In a shocking turn, she even accused them of plotting his death, suggesting that their concern was less about Alex and more about his fortune. The public watched as this deeply personal and painful dispute played out through lawsuits, media speculation, and whispered rumors. Was Emma truly protecting Alex, or was she ensuring her own financial future? Did his children genuinely want to care for him, or were they motivated by their inheritance? At the end of his life, was Alex Carter truly surrounded by love or by betrayal? mysterious disappearance and death. By 2014, the battle over Alex Carter's fate had reached its breaking point. His health was in rapid decline, and medical professionals had warned that he required constant, specialized care. But in May of that year, Emma Carter made a shocking decision. She secretly removed Alex from a rehab facility at 2:30 a.m., taking him away against medical advice. No one, not his doctors, not his children, knew where he had gone. A desperate search. As news broke, Sophia, David, and Mark Carter launched a nationwide search for their father, claiming Emma had kidnapped him to keep control over his life and his fortune. Their accusations gained national attention, with media outlets covering the bizarre and tragic turn of events. Was Emma protecting Alex from his children, or was she ensuring they had no say in his final days? After weeks of uncertainty, Alex was finally found in Washington state, still under Emma's care, but by then, his condition had deteriorated significantly. The final battle. His children, armed with legal support and public backing, took the fight to court. In a dramatic legal showdown, they won control over Alex's medical decisions, wresting it away from Emma. One final, heartbreaking choice remained. Doctors determined that Alex was in a critical state, unable to recover. Following intense legal and ethical debates, his children ultimately chose to stop his feeding tube and hydration, ending his suffering. On June 15, 2014, at the age of 82, Alex Carter took his final breath. The man who had once been a radio legend, a voice of a generation, a beloved entertainer, passed away amidst controversy, division, and lingering questions that may never be answered. Did Emma truly believe she was acting in Alex's best interests? Did his children fight for their father, or for their own agendas? At the end of his extraordinary life, was Alex Carter a man in control of his own fate, or was he simply a figure at the center of a battle he never asked for? Suspicious burial and ongoing legal battles. Even in death, Alex Carter's story remained shrouded in controversy. His children expected a funeral befitting his legacy, a final resting place in Los Angeles where he had spent most of his life. But Emma Carter had other plans. Without consulting anyone, she took his body to Norway, where she secretly buried him in an unmarked grave. No public ceremony, no family gathering, just a quiet disappearance, as if she wanted him forgotten. Why Norway? Why an unmarked grave? To his children, it was the final betrayal, an act designed to erase their father from the world they knew. To Emma, it was her way of honoring him in peace, away from the legal and media circus that had consumed his final years. The feud didn't end with his burial. Both sides accused each other of wrongful death and elder abuse. His children claimed Emma had manipulated and mistreated their father in his last years. Emma countered, alleging they only cared about his money. The legal battles stretched for years, with multiple lawsuits flying between both sides. Yet, despite all the accusations, no criminal charges were ever brought against Emma. A family still searching for closure. To this day, Alex Carter's children continue to fight to bring his remains back to the U.S., believing that their father deserves to rest in the place where he built his life, not hidden away in a foreign country. But will they ever succeed? Or will Alex Carter's final chapter remain one of secrecy, scandal, and unanswered questions? Did Emma have the right to bury Alex in Norway, or was she trying to erase his true legacy? Will his children ever get the justice and closure they've been fighting for? Aftermath and legacy. The battle over Alex Carter's fate may have ended in the courts, but the wounds left behind never truly healed. After years of accusations and legal disputes, the Los Angeles District Attorney declined to prosecute Emma Carter. Despite the wrongful death claims, elder abuse allegations, and mounting public scrutiny, there was never enough evidence to bring criminal charges against her. For some, this was proof that Emma had done nothing wrong, that she had been unfairly vilified. For others, it was another failure of the justice system, leaving questioner of the justice system, leaving questions unanswered and justice out of reach. While the legal battles may have ended, Sophia Carter refused to let her father's suffering be forgotten. Determined to ensure that no other family would be shut out of a loved one's final years, she launched a visitation rights movement that gained nationwide traction. Her efforts led to the passage of new laws in 12 states, granting family members the legal right to visit elderly or incapacitated loved ones, even if a spouse or caregiver tries to prevent them. It was a victory born from pain, but one that gave meaning to her father's struggle. A legacy in limbo. Despite Alex Carter's fame, fortune, and impact on generations of fans, his final resting place remains unmarked in Oslo, Norway. A man whose voice once echoed across the airwaves, shaping the soundtracks of people's lives, now lies in anonymity, a fate his children refuse to accept. They continue their fight to bring him home, to give him a burial that honors the life he lived. But for now, his legacy remains split between admiration and controversy, his memory caught in the echoes of a family torn apart. Will Alex Carter's children ever succeed in bringing him back to the US, or will his final chapter remain one of secrecy and silence? Does his legacy live on in his career or in the painful family battle that followed?